Hello Libra, welcome to my channel and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This is a general love and relationship reading for Libra from the 10th to the 23rd of September 2018. Don't forget to watch your moon and rising sign if you want a more complete picture. If you want a personal reading, I've put the details of my website and my email address in the description box, so please contact me. I've also put the decks that I'm using in the description box with links to Amazon and eBay if you want to purchase them. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave me some comments if these messages resonate with you. Okay, so I'm going to do a general energy read, and then I will do a general tarot read after that. Okay, so at the moment you're obsessing about some issues in your life. You may have gone through a recent divorce and there are some unresolved conflicts that you are spending too much of time thinking about, too much of time obsessing about. So you need to move away from that energy of obsession. So just in the recent past, you've had some sort of new change, new beginning that has started. You might have been involved. The relationship that you were involved was one-sided. So maybe you were the only one that was in love and the other person wasn't, or the other way around. But it's obviously ended in some sort of breakup, in some sort of divorce. And you're feeling very, very frustrated at the moment, and you want to reconcile, you want to forgive this person, you want to get back together again. So that kind of energy is coming in, that you do want to forgive, forget, and get back to this person again, because you haven't resolved issues with this person. So you're obsessing on that at the moment. So that's going to be the energies for that week. So try to think clearly and weigh all the facts and decide why you actually even went through that divorce, and before you make very, very big decisions. So there is that energy of reconciliation, forgiveness there, and you are feeling very frustrated, but you are obsessing over things that maybe you can't change them. So that's the energies for that week. So I have shuffled this deck. I'm just going to draw some cards for the general read. Okay, so the general energy for the cards is, there's been a breakup in that relationship, and maybe you aren't really being realistic, because this man's walking with his head in his clouds, and he doesn't realize that he's ended up coming to this edge of this bridge, and if he carries on walking, he's going to end up falling into it. So that's the kind of energy that is going on, that you aren't seeing the situation very realistically. You're not seeing exactly what happened. You're choosing to ignore that the relationship or whatever you were in has broken off, and you're still thinking that you still got that idea and attitude that it's still everything is fine and dandy. But there's obviously quite a big break in this bridge. So there's quite a big break in the relationship, chasm between you and that person. Maybe that person has moved on, and you are not accepting this breakup. You're still thinking that you can get back to this with this person. You've got as you said, you've got your head in the clouds, and you're not being very realistic. You're not seeing the situation for what it is. So you need to actually ground yourself. You need to get back to reality again and see it for what it is. If this person has moved on, you need to come to an acceptance that they have moved on, because it doesn't seem that this rift has been mended between the two of you, and you are still acting as though everything is fine and everything is dandy, and there's no problem over there. But there seems to be that breakup. So it seems like, you need to actually come to terms with that. So you need to deal with that energy right now, if you can see. So what's going on with you is, you are... you've become a lot more spiritual, I think, after this whole event. Maybe you're praying and you're asking for help, spiritual guidance, and help to get you through the situation. You're trying to, maybe you're trying to negotiate with God and say, God, if you do this for me, then I will do this for you kind of thing, because this seems to be the case. You can see this person is trying to make offerings to this priest in order to get, almost an entrance into the temple. So you can see that, you might be going through this bargaining phase with God, where you're saying, if you do this for me, then I will do this for you, and I will be more spiritual, or I will devote more of my time, or I will give more to charity, or something like that. But there's some sort of bargaining that you're doing with the higher powers that be. You might be attending, you might be visiting your priest or somebody more often, or some kind of thing where you're actually trying to bring that situation by offering something in return, and you're beating yourself up about the whatever happened, the heartbreak that happened. If you can see, there's a frame here with the hearts and the two swords going in it. So you've almost memorialized this relationship, this breakup, this hurt. You've like put it onto a picture, and you're watching it every single day. You bring it out and you look at it every day, and you beat yourself about it. You say this was your fault. You're having a go at yourself for being, for maybe you hold yourself responsible for the breakup, and you're punishing yourself as well for this breakup that happened, because you feel like maybe you're to blame for it. You want to reconcile, and that's not happening at the moment, and so you're beating yourself up. So you're bargaining with God, and you're beating yourself up and blaming yourself for whatever happened. You can see this man's hitting his back until he bleeds. So you're causing yourself a lot of pain. I hope you're not self-harming, because that would not be the way to go. But this is just an energy that is a fleeting thing. So once you recover from it, you don't have to be so cruel to yourself. You need to be kind to yourself. This is not the behavior, that you deserve. You are very important as a person, and you don't need to be cruel to yourself, or you don't need to blame yourself, or you don't need to hold yourself accountable for this, because, these things happen. This is what happens in life. So stop doing that. Stop being cruel to yourself. So maybe this person that you were dealing with was not a really, really nice person. They might have been a really aggressive person. You can see there's Mars in Aries here. So, they might have been a bully, somebody who was very harsh to you. They spoke a lot of nonsense, and they caused a lot of upset. If you see, there's things on fire in the background of here, explosions. So whatever interactions that you've had with this person was very traumatic for you, very dramatic as well. So this person might have said words that caused a lot of pain and hurt for you, and maybe the best thing that happened was the fact that you've broken up with this person. So you can see in the last 3 months you've started, you are on the path to healing, but it seems like you are making all these offerings to God. So you are trying to negotiate something with the higher powers. Maybe you're praying a lot and asking for this relationship to mend. You've got the caduceus over here, so you're asking for some sort of healing to come in, and you are giving offerings. You are making sacrifices. It seems it seems like you're really trying to negotiate your way back into this relationship again. Which might not really be the best thing for you to do. And you're spending a lot of time by yourself, Maybe you've also isolated yourself from the rest of the world. This woman is wearing clothes, of a nun. So, you've cut out all kinds of relationships that want to come in, and you isolated yourself, and now you're just focused on that, on trying to get that relationship back again. And it was a big change, because it had you very, very, bottled up, very, very restricted, because you were like in this eggshell, and now that the egg has been broken and you've been allowed to emerge, this is a new phase that is coming, and you must realize that this new phase is coming in, and you're going to have to move on from it. And you realize that this has been playing on your mind when you realize that you can't go back to the security of that relationship that you had before. It is something that you're going to have to leave behind and start something new. And maybe this is the thing that is scaring you. That's why you're trying to negotiate with God to get back in that relationship again. So you've been spending a lot of time, worrying about your money as well. So maybe you're thinking maybe you can buy that person back again, because you've got a lot of, it's something. Maybe you're spending a lot of money from your savings to try and negotiate and get this relationship back on track again. So there's something where you're actually going into your savings and trying. To spend that money on this kind of thing, where you're making donations or something to try and get that relationship back on track. On the other hand, you could also be trying to hang on to the things of the past. This person looks like they're more like, you're trying to hang on to those ideals and those feelings and the way you felt at that particular time from the past. So, you don't want to let go of those feelings that you had. You don't want to let go of that relationship. You are trying to keep on to it and hang on to it as tightly as possible. And you're very depressed, because there is no more communication between you and this person. It seems like things have ended and you are now sitting, and maybe you used to be somebody who used to chat or tell this person all your feelings and how what you thought about things, and now that communication has gone because this Mercury, maybe this person used to communicate with them and they used to make you feel better, and now that communication has broken off between you and this person. And it seems like it might have done too, because you've got this bridge that you're walking across, you can see, and there's such a big rift over there, and the gap hasn't been bridged here, and here you've got Mercury coming in, so you're feeling depressed because there's no communication that is going on between you and this person. So you are trying to find a strategy, a way, a plan. You are planning things. Maybe you're planning to get back to this person and you're trying to do it in a very logical way, and you're trying to get rid of those people that are not supporting you, those things that are not agreeing with whatever ideas you have. You're throwing them away and you're trying to work out how you can get back to this person again. Because you can see this man's got these two chess pieces, a male and female, and he's obviously trying to move things around so that he can, he's trying to strategize and see how he can manipulate the situation to suit himself. But you know that, this person, had some sort of hold over you. There was some sort of codependency that you had with this person. It might be a very sexual kind of thing, because you've got Mars in, a moon in Scorpio over here, and Scorpio rules, the sexuality of things. So you might have been very attracted to that person, and maybe you were addicted to that person in that kind of way, sexually addicted to that person. And, maybe that's what you hope to come back, that kind of relationship. But it doesn't seem to have been a good relationship, because it's something that held you in bondage. And you are aware that was the case that existed between you and that person. So you have been going and, speaking to somebody or you want to go and you speak to somebody. This is the cards going into the future. It seems like maybe you do need to speak to somebody that is spiritually orientated, to have that spiritual kind of advice. This person is confessional and they're speaking to a priest. Or you need to go back into your religious beliefs and see how it can help you get through the situation, like a confessional. Or you need to speak to somebody who's got a lot of religious background. It could be a family member too, somebody who can give you that religious advice, that support that you need to actually get through the situation now. But you're definitely needing some sort of spiritual advice to come through this problem. And you see this person that you were with, if you get back into the relationship with them, it wasn't a very good relationship, according to this card. They really did have you in bondage. You were being manipulated, and you were very controlled in that relationship. This person used their words to control you. You can see this couple has got handcuffs. So they're handcuffed to each other, and they don't look happy at all. They look pretty miserable, actually. You've got the devil in the back over there. So this is like the devil card, and they don't look very happy to be in this situation. So even though you want this relationship back, it may not have been the best thing, and it kept you in bondage, in like a kind of a slavery kind of situation. So maybe this breakup was the best thing that could have happened. And maybe this person as well was somebody that was very childish. They behaved very defiantly. Maybe they did whatever they did to spite you. So, you've got to keep that in mind, that whatever was done was something that was, may have been really spiteful, because they were behaving very childishly. This person has thrown a temper tantrum. Maybe they did it out of temper and left you standing over there completely stunned at what happened. So breaking up from this relationship might lead to spiritual growth for you. It doesn't look like it was the best relationship for you, but you do need to go and get some spiritual advice and from somebody whom you trust and somebody you can talk to and speak about how you feel. You might need to even, if you can't get spiritual advice, you might need some sort of counseling, some sort of professional kind of advice, where somebody tells you somebody who is detached from the situation gives you that advice. So you need to actually look for that and not get back into the situation again, even though you're hoping for a reconciliation, because it is something that was held you in bondage. And you need to walk away from it. This, maybe this is you trying to be defiant. Maybe it's you trying to throw a temper tantrum. And maybe it's you that's behaving rather childishly. So, you need to actually get that advice to put things into perspective and see the situation for what it is, because you've got your head in the clouds and you're not accepting of whatever went down. And, it seems like things have changed, and maybe this is a situation that you cannot reconcile with that person. So, so seek some sort of advice, some sort of help, somebody to give you that support that you need, to somebody who can see it, who is not really involved in it, and they get no benefit from telling you anything. Just they're only there just to give you that good comfort and that advice that you need, because you do need it at this particular moment. So the first card is the Eight of Thought. You may feel as though you're restricted by circumstances you find yourself in, but that's just an illusion. Make a promise to yourself to refuse to be stuck in a situation that is making you unhappy. Don't wait for somebody to come and rescue you when you can free yourself. So that's a really good piece of advice, that if you're feeling restricted, or you're feeling like this is a situation that you can't escape, that you want to go back to it, it's just an illusion. It's that devil that is pretending that you need this person and you really don't. So it says make sure that you get yourself out of an unhappy situation, and don't wait for somebody to come and rescue you. You need to do that for yourself. The second card is a Healer of Abundance. Never doubt that you can make a difference. Your creativity and ability to innovate make you destined to succeed. It might be time to expand your career. Don't forget to have time for family. This situation involves a person that is down to earth with a gift for design and decorating. He or she is open-minded and nurturing. So you need to get back into your creative side and bring that creativity, that artistry back into your life. And if you're a person that loves music or painting or something that's very artistic, very creative, bring that into your life again and distract yourself, and that whatever you are artistic in will give you back your self-worth, and so you won't need to be codependent on somebody else. Now you've got the Ten of Abundance, which is usually the end of a cycle. It's like the Ten of Pentacles. So that situation of stability or whatever family kind of situation you had is now at an end. This is the end of the cycle with the Ten of Abundance. Heaven has provided many blessings. Your family members are bonded and working together. Children are provided for, and comfortable retirement will one day come along. You've taught your family the grace that comes with knowledge of the right from the wrong, and you should be very proud. So you've done a good job in raising whatever family you had, but that situation is now at an end, and you need to move over. That cycle is over, and you need to move on from it. And you can rely on people from your family for that support. So that is probably where you're going to get your best support and your best advice to deal with that situation. But you need to get yourself back to reality, because you're walking with your heads. You're not looking at the situation for what it is, and you need to get back down to reality. I'm sorry to have to say that, but I can only say what cards have fallen, and I hope that this message resonates with you, and I hope you heal from this, and see it as a life learning lesson, as opposed to just something that came randomly from the universe to give you a hard time. So all of these things come to us to challenge us, to make us grow, and that is how you need to see it. So I hope that this reading has resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Take care now. Goodbye.